Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here today because what we're about to unpack is not just another trending news story, it's a reflection of the frustrating reality that millions of Nigerians are living through every single day. So let's get straight into it. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, during his recent visit to Owerri, boldly claimed that Nigeria now has great hospitals that can treat cancer. Yes, you heard that right. According to Tinubu, our country suddenly has world class cancer treatment centers. Now, for anyone who has ever walked into a Nigerian hospital, especially outside Abuja or Lagos, that statement feels like an insult to our collective suffering. Because if what he said were true, then thousands of Nigerians would not be selling their lands, begging on GoFundMe, or dying silently because they cannot afford to fly to India, the UK, or Dubai for medical care. Let's be honest with ourselves. Nigerians are not blind. We know the state of our healthcare. We know how many people lose loved ones because doctors are underpaid, hospitals are under-equipped, and the so-called teaching hospitals barely have electricity, let alone functioning cancer machines. This is the reality on the ground. And for the president to stand in Owerri and boast that Nigeria now has great hospitals for cancer treatment, it tells you one thing. Either he is lying to himself or he is deliberately lying to the Nigerian people. And both options are dangerous. Think about it. When the elites in this country are sick, where do they go? They don't go to LUTH. They don't go to UCH Ibadan. They don't go to National Hospital Abuja. Number. They jump on a plane and rush abroad, sometimes even for the simplest of checkups. Remember when former presidents, governors, and ministers disappeared for months just to treat ear infections, knee problems, or toothaches in London? Yet the same people now want us to believe that our hospitals can handle something as complex and resource intensive as cancer treatment. My people, now who we offend. This is not just about health, it is about the chronic dishonesty in governance. Leaders in other countries build legacies with truth and progress. Ours build legacies with propaganda and empty speeches. The painful part is that people are dying every day from preventable diseases, and instead of channeling resources into building real health infrastructure, they are more interested in coastal highways that lead nowhere, bloated budgets, foreign vacations, and outrageous allocations to frivolities. Do you know how many cancer patients would have been saved if even a fraction of the billions wasted on luxury cars, private jets, and birthday parties was invested into cancer research, modern equipment, and training for doctors? But no, we are left to our fate while those in power live in an alternate reality. Let's bring this closer home. How many Nigerians do you know who have had to sell houses, cars, or land just to travel abroad for treatment? I personally know families that were completely wiped out financially because one member had cancer. They sold everything, traveled abroad, and still came back with heartbreak because the person didn't survive. And that's for those who could afford it. For the majority, the story ends at the diagnosis. They just go home and wait for death. That is the Nigeria Tinubu is calling a place with great hospitals. And if we are being brutally honest, this culture of political lies is why the country remains stagnant. Leaders do not feel pressured to fix anything because they can just lie and expect us to clap. They say education is working, yet ASUU strikes every other year. They say security is improving, yet bandits and terrorists roam freely. They say the economy is growing, yet the naira has collapsed and inflation has buried the common man alive. Now they say our hospitals are great, while doctors are fleeing the country in droves and patients are dying in waiting rooms. When does it stop? When do we, as citizens, decide that enough is enough? This is where I want us to reflect. Nigeria cannot be fixed by leaders alone. In fact, the leaders we currently have are incapable of fixing it. The power is in our collective civic consciousness. We must learn to challenge every lie, every manipulation, every attempt to gaslight us. We must start demanding receipts. If Tinubu says we now have great hospitals, then let him publish a list of these hospitals. Let the media go there live and show us the facilities, the equipment, the doctors, the success stories. Let cancer survivors treated in Nigeria come out and testify. Until then, it is all propaganda. But let me be clear, this is not hopeless. There are practical solutions. First, we need massive investment in health infrastructure, not in vanity projects. Every state in Nigeria should have at least one functional, modern, well-equipped cancer treatment center. Second, the government must prioritize retaining our doctors. The brain drain is killing us. Pay them well, treat them with dignity, give them the tools they need to succeed. Third, health insurance must be expanded to cover critical illnesses like cancer, so ordinary Nigerians don't have to beg online just to stay alive. And finally, transparency. Let Nigerians see exactly how health funds are being used. If billions are budgeted for hospitals, then we should be able to see the hospitals, the machines, the training programs, and the lives being saved. This is where our role as citizens comes in. We must not just complain, we must organize, demand accountability, and refuse to be silenced. Civic responsibility is not just about voting every 4 years. It is about asking questions, protesting injustice, supporting the vulnerable, and speaking truth to power. We must shift our mindset from survival to collective action. Because if we do not, these leaders will continue to lie to us while living their best lives abroad. And by the time we wake up, the country would have collapsed completely. So when Tinubu stands in Owerri and declares that Nigeria now has great hospitals for cancer, our response should not just be laughter or anger. It should be action. We should use moments like this to demand real change, because at the end of the day, we are the ones paying the price. It's our mothers, fathers, sisters, and brothers who are dying because the health system is broken, not theirs. The time has come for us to stop clapping for lies and start demanding the truth. And that, my dear viewers, is the heart of this conversation. Nigeria can rise again, but only if we stop tolerating lies and start demanding accountability. What do you think? Do you believe Tinubu's claim, or do you think it's just another political performance? I want to hear your thoughts. Drop them in the comment section, share this video widely so others can join the conversation, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, because this is the only way we can keep exposing the truth, keep pushing for justice, and keep hope alive for a better Nigeria. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.